Obviously, still chuffed. He's going to come out and he's going to basically open the show, welcome everyone in, welcome to Monday Night Raw, blah, 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 blah. And he's going to send a message to the three men involved in the WWE Championship match at Backlash. He's going to speak to Brock Lesnar, Goldberg, and Shawn Michaels. And he quite simply tells them that there will be no fight before Backlash or they're out of the match. Okay? That's what Savage lays down tonight. However...
There's a joke in there somewhere.
Yeah. Shawn Michaels makes his entrance and comes out only in 81. Okay. Randy Savage and Shawn Michaels come face to face. Now, there's a lot of history with Randy Savage and Shawn Michaels that people may not be aware of. Savage really, really wanted to work with Shawn Michaels before he left the WWF in 93. He wanted to put over Shawn Michaels.
Right.
But Vince wouldn't allow him to wrestle, so that's why he left to go to WCW. Right? So I like this idea that Savage can sort of take note to the fact that when he left this company, Shawn Michaels was right at the beginning of his singles career. And he's turned into a man, myth, legend. If that makes sense? So I like the idea that Savage can acknowledge that. However, Shawn's come out here to welcome Randy Savage back to the WWE and to Monday Night Raw. And Savage, in his bizarre little tendencies and paranoid little mind, sees this as Shawn Michaels trying to suck up to the boss. Okay?
Right.
So Randy Savage is going to tell him off for butt kissing and say, you know what? As punishment, how's about you team up tonight with John Cena against the tag team champions? A little bit of a punishment that he's got to face the Undertaker and Kane 6 days before he defends the WWE Championship.
Surprise! I mean, he was just being nice.
Yeah, well, Randy Savage doesn't deal with niceness very well. He's the thing is, you got to remember with Randy Savage, you got to toe the line with him. He's not a traditional babyface.
Is he kind of like who's it? God, I'm thinking top head. It's like weird analogy, but it's like Stephanie McMahon with Smackdown. She was like a thing where she was a babyface, but then sometimes she would act heelish.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like GMs are not always popular.
Yeah,
that
exactly. It's
okay.
a big main event, but look, Brock Lesnar and Goldberg aren't wrestling tonight. Shawn Michaels now is. So let's see how that goes. But let's start the in-ring portion of the night on the main show with the Cruiserweight Championship on the line. Now, this is 2 out of 3 falls. I'm gonna start by saying the game has warned me that I have done this match too many times in a short period. This is 4 times since the start saved now. So it will take that into effect. It may be lower than I'd like it to be because of that.
But you kind of, I remember we were chatting about this. I'm sure you knew that when you were booking this match.
I did. But we have to kind of finish the storyline off in a way without revealing spoilers. So it's Chavo Guerrero, it's Rey Mysterio, it's 2 out of 3 falls for the Cruiserweight Championship, your winner. And still Cruiserweight Champion, Chavo Guerrero for 74. So it was brought down a little bit. But look at the performance of Chavo Guerrero. Wow. He's put in a 79.
What did you book this as? As a showcase or
Steal the Show match? I think I put this as because I wanted them to go out and just have a cracking match. I gave them time as well, 14 minutes or so. I'm pleased with that. Chavo Guerrero put in a 79. It's mad. That's an incredible performance.
Sorry, I'm surprised you're not going as Macho Madness. It's madness.
Rey Mysterio 78. So yeah, it probably would have been a 77 type of match, maybe 78
for the Cruiserweight.
Wasn't for the punishment.
Yeah, but I'm intrigued to also, which I think we'll check it. Obviously, later on, but I'm intrigued to see like what was like obviously 4 matches. What was the highest rated one? Yeah. I'm intrigued because obviously most of their matches have been around about the 70 range anyway.
Yeah, I think we had a 78 one of them, but I'm not sure. But I think the storyline's been a success as a whole. We've managed to turn Chavo into the heel for the division to build around. Now Rey Mysterio can go off and do other things. We've managed to make a 4-month storyline out of it, realistically. I'm pleased. We can now put a bow in this, though. We need to put a bow in this, and we need to move on for something else. This is where the Cruiserweight division may struggle a little bit more because...
Would it be similar to... it's not an insult to the women's division, but the kind of numbers they're getting around about 60s and that. So like mid-60s. So would the Cruiser... This was kind of high rate, but I don't think I've... Have you done like another Cruiserweight match that has involved these two? Yeah, I'm not quite sure.
Probably not. So this is where the problem's going to come. Chavo will have to carry the division on his back. But if there's one man who could do it, if his last name's Guerrero, we're in good hands. So let's see what happens. The finish of this one, 2 falls to 1, the final fall, happening underhanded tactics. I've just got written here, Chavo cheats to win again. Rey Mysterio knows this is his last moment, his last chance. He's been screwed out of it. After the match, he chases after Chavo up the aisle because he's furious and just wants revenge. But Matt Morgan stands in his way and lays Rey out with a big boot for a 68. Morgan defending his client. Chavo Guerrero retains the Cruiserweight Championship. And Chavo with Morgan by his side is going to, in his mind, hold that championship for a long time.
I was surprised you didn't do like a bigger spot for that one, like maybe off the stage or anything. Or do you think that's?
I don't want to write Rey out. Is the problem? Rey's going to now go into other things. It's the idea behind this is it's an emotional loss for Rey because he knew this was his last moment, and I like the idea of once the pinfall happens, of Rey just sort of sitting up and oh no, oh dear, like a proper.
That's it.
It's done. Yeah, it's done. And Rey needs to do what Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins did on Monday Night Raw, weirdly, where they were like, oh my God, that's what I want from that. And then Rey looking for revenge, but Matt Morgan is sent his way. Do you know what? It's not bad. You got Morgan in there, 68 for the segment. Not bad at all. Okay, backstage, Randy Orton cuts a promo on Booker T for 86. Good stuff. I haven't got a lot to this promo. We needed a bit of promo work from Orton. It is just his cocky, confident self that, Booker T can have a championship opportunity if he really wants one because it doesn't matter because it's Booker T. Booker T always fails at the big stage, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah,
always chokes at the big... basically, use the same storyline as Eddie Kingston never wins the big one.
So far, Booker T has not won the big one. Will he do it at Backlash? We'll find out. There'll be more on this in a little bit. Good promo, though, from Orton. Very, very good.
Oh, yeah, 86. But, obviously, Evolution ones have probably been... Orton has been getting good numbers for his promos, hasn't he?
He has. He's been really rising as well. It's really good. We'll see that in action now, though, because this promo was before the match. Randy Orton takes on Billy Kidman for a 78. Randy Orton put in an 88. So he is really getting to that tippy top level now, which is good.
Are you telling me I'm not the only one that's thinking this, that if this was a couple of years later, this would have been I'm sure this would be the finish of the match, but you're telling me you didn't do he catches Billy Kidman mid-air with an RKO, I know it.
So I've got written here,
it's an opportunity, I'm just saying.
Well, I have actually got written here, Randy Orton beats Billy Kidman after hitting an RKO in midair from a Billy Kidman shooting star press.
Great minds think alike. I like it. Great minds think alike. You knew when you were doing that. You just it's like that thing, like a tick list thing. It's like it's got to be done. You got to do it.
Really good performance from Orton, though. Really good. Him and Booker could be a dark horse for match of the night at the pay-per-view. I'll say that.
Maybe. Booker got was that fatal four-way at WrestleMania got really good score. So
For the record, this was a storytelling match. So imagine what Orton can do if he really tried to have a good match.
It's harsh. I love that. It's like if he really tried. It's like
that's his pop level right now, 88, 89. That's his sort of popularity level. So Randy Orton trying to steal the show could probably put in a 92, 93 potentially.
What's your workhorse? I was going to say Art Randy was a workhorse, but he kind of is in a point.
Yeah.
Like it's Booker T. Like put them together, make them just go crazy, steal the show. Then in theory it should get a very good rating. But we'll find out Backlash.
Yeah. After the match, Evolution is celebrating, and Ric Flair, in his celebratory self, gets on the mic and says, "You know what? Randy Orton is going to leave Backlash with championship gold." And I think that me and Batista really should be doing the same. So I know, there's a fatal four-way going to happen. And I look at the teams in it and I see the champs, look, Taker and Kane, big dudes, scary dudes, fine. I look at TNA, damn, they're powerful. I get it, right? And then I look at Big Show and Jamie Noble, or just Big Show really, because come on, look at him, Big Show. But high risk, these two upstarts, what have they done to earn a championship opportunity? It ain't right. So quite frankly, if they think they deserve the opportunity, maybe they should go through Evolution first. Ric Flair laying down the challenge to high risk that he wants their spot. 79, good little segment actually, considering these guys were involved in it. And we'll have more on this in a moment. Right, speaking of the tag champs, Undertaker and Kane cut a promo on John Cena and Shawn Michaels for an 83. Taker says, no matter what's happening tonight, he's focusing on Backlash. They're focusing on Backlash. And Michaels and Kane, they're just a bump in the road, and it doesn't really matter. Taker and Kane disrespecting Michaels and Cena a little bit here by saying, nah, we'll beat them. It's fine. We'll beat them. No problem. Bit of cocky confidence from Taker.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we've ever seen that kind of proper. I mean, that
we did
kind
with
of
the
cockiness.
big evil side, and this is what I'm really, really trying to do. Like when they went back to the dead man gimmick, they just went straight back to the dead man gimmick. They left it. I like the idea of incorporating some of these other stuff. So biker Taker, big evil heel Taker, who was all about how cocky and overconfident that heel run he had in 02. I want little bits of that to come out now and again, and that's what we tried here.
It makes sense because obviously near the end of his career, they did try and do that, but it was maybe too late to kind of capitalize on it as much as you would like.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I like that. I mean, no, but just we never really, it's like, because obviously when you think of Taker, you think of obviously Dead Man. So the idea that he's going like, yeah, there's going to be easy, is like, oh, it's kind of, that's different in a way.
Well, yeah. Let's go to Randy Savage's office then. Randy Savage office, and we get bumped into by, high risk burst in. Batista's meant to be off screen, so I apologise for that one. High risk burst in to tell Randy Savage that people like Ric Flair have been telling them all their careers so far that they're not good enough, that they haven't got what it takes. Well, the only way to stop that is to prove them wrong. So Randy Savage, make the match. Spanky and Paul London want to prove Evolution wrong. So it's Evolution versus High Risk for the spot in the title match tonight.
Busy night, eh? I mean, if High Risk win, they'll be doing double duty, but it's a risk. But I guess an honour has to be. They've been disrespected. So
the match is happening tonight, so they won't do double duty. You're okay. But yeah, the match is happening in a little bit. Before we get there, though,
my bad.
It is time to set the steel cage up. Well, that's coming down. We won't hear the music. We'll have a JBL promo on Dave Finlay for 68. He says Finlay's little run here, it's over. It's done. JBL will stand tall like the American hero he is. He guarantees it.
Guarantees. Intrigued.
Maybe JBL has a plan. Maybe. 68. Let's see what the steel cage does, right? This is your wild brawl of the night.
I think it gets good.
It gets 73. It does get a good score. And let's... look, I gave it 8 minutes for them to really have a proper little wild brawl. Let's talk about the finish. JBL wins...
It just clocked me. I just clocked that name on the side. I was like, oh, okay. I know where you're going with this.
After... What I've got written here is Orlando Jordan appears as the cameraman inside the cage and hits Finlay with the camera, leading to the clothesline from hell. JBL wins thanks to Orlando Jordan. Now, let me take you back a few weeks where JBL lost to Goldberg. and he said, I've got to make sure that stuff like this doesn't happen again. Well, he's been on a recruiting mission, and Orlando Jordan has been recruited. We're turning Orlando Jordan heel.
That explains these the little bit of wins on the pre-shows. Explains a lot.
Yeah. I'm going to say a politician gimmick.
I mean, all four makes sense. I mean, if you're going full JBL.
I'm doing the cabinet, okay? I'm doing the cabinet. I haven't decided who the tag team are going to be yet. But Orlando Jordan is the chief of staff.
Well, to be fair, if you want to do a trade.
No. So, yeah, the gimmick, very good. Happy days. He's no longer a comedy gimmick, which is good. The turn was a complete success. People loved it. Orlando Jordan is now alongside JBL. And I do like the idea, and we may bring this into a promo, maybe on the pay-per-view, of JBL sort of saying, like, a lot of people say I'm a certain way and say that I discriminate against certain people. Have you seen who the chief of staff is?
No. It's not going to do... Oh.
Come on, that's how you know he would do it in 04.
I know. This is not me going like, oh no, he wouldn't do it, because he would. Cause, I mean, I watched the entire one of the JBL. Really liked his run as champion. This kind of stuff he was... I mean, we had a segment once when he done a thing where he was at the Mexican border stopping immigrants. It's like, there's sometimes, it's an 04. You can get away with it, you know? But yeah, I mean, I knew you were going to... of course.
JBL beats Finlay then. Finlay losing because of interference. It's almost as if Finlay could use a friend, right? Maybe we'll find out if he's got any soon.
Sets up something cool. Interesting.
73. Okay then. Backstage segment. Billy Kidman is in the locker room alongside Rey Mysterio, who discussed both of each other's tough losses and remember their time together as the Filthy Animals. And Ray says, maybe it doesn't need to be in the past. We'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at that. Ray seems to be done with the Cruiserweight division. Oh, tag team division might be a good spot for him.
I've got to be honest, you got a lot of these teasers recently, haven't you? Like a lot of these, like, oh, this could happen. I like it. It's what a go-home show should be. So.
Okay, like so speaking of go-home show, speaking of the pay-per-view, who's going to get the spot in the tag team title match? Is it going to be High Risk that keep their spot, or Evolution going to make it to the pay-per-view? Evolution versus High Risk gets a 76, and poor High Risk. Poor High Risk have been absolutely bamboozled by Ric Flair tonight.
I mean, to be fair, if I'm going to be like from last week, I mean... Would it? I mean, I'm not going to say a burial because it's I'm assuming you're going to do a situation there with like an impressive against Evolution, but they just lost.
Well, it was about 5 minutes. I like the idea that Batista's just too powerful, but I think what we want to tell the story of here is that Ric Flair's experience has beaten High Risk's inexperience. Because rather than do the clever thing here and not rise to the challenge on the go-home show before the pay-per-view, they've let Ric Flair in their heads. And Ric Flair's going to do that throughout. He's going to talk about how they're not good enough. You shouldn't even be on this show. Blah, 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 blah. They've got to get in the heads of High Risk here. And it cost them. Spanky pinned with the Batista bomb. Evolution are in the fatal four-way. So it's Evolution, the Brothers of Destruction, TNA... and the knockout artist for the tag titles.
It's another 99 match right there.
So the thing people have got to remember with this, it's gone from 2 face teams and 2 heel teams to the Brothers of Destruction have got to fight against 3 very tough heel teams here.
You basically stacked the deck, as they say.
Stacked the deck. Okay, backstage area. Randy Orton is bragging to... whoever, a worker or whatever, that's not important, about his win over Billy Kidman and what he's going to do to Booker T. When Randy Savage walks past for a 91 rated segment, oh yes, Randy Orton and Randy Savage in another segment together, that's going to be a theme. Savage says, you know what, I can hear you bragging about winning tonight, well done, good win, But you're talking about Backlash and Booker T, and you keep saying we are going to make sure he doesn't win the title over and over again. Well, how's about we doesn't happen? Because Evolution are banned from ringside. So it will be mono at Backlash.
Look at him laying down the law on his first night in charge. Look at him. It's great.
I know. Randy Savage, 91 segment as well. Really, really good. Okay, we haven't had that killer match yet tonight, so hopefully the main event does it. We're getting close to the main event. Before we get there, though, High Risk are in the locker room reacting emotionally to the loss. When Shane McMahon walks in. Now, Shane McMahon is no longer the boss. So where does Shane McMahon fit in onto this Monday Night Raw? Well, he wants to find his new place. And he offers to be High Risk's new manager. That's where we go with it.
I'm not getting, to be fair, it's not, obviously I want to be against that. Shane's in a management role, he's a good mouthpiece. And yeah, I mean, it could hype them up even more because that means they can focus more on what they're good at, and that's wrestling. So
I like the idea that Shane sort of says to them here, look, you guys have been talking all night about wanting to prove yourself, and as young talent trying to push through to the next level, I get it. Because for years now, I've been trying to prove myself at the top as the youngster here, so to speak. So maybe we do it together. I like the idea that Shane isn't quite on board as you think of Randy Savage being GM. Shane kind of wanted that job, but he's been looked over again by Vince. So he's got to prove himself somewhere else. He's going to go out on his own, prove himself. Shane as a manager could be quite interesting, I think. 65, that's the best High Risk segment there's been, more or less. So it's worked already, so that's good. Okay, should we get towards the main event then? I think the main event is next. It's the Brothers of Destruction versus Shawn Michaels and Cena at Madison Square Garden, and it gets a 94.
No surprise there.
Very good match. Very good match. KANE 89 is probably the most impressive performance there, weirdly.
Yeah.
Like, Taker putting on 99 is impressive. I'm not debating that, but he's done it before. We're not that surprised. So Shawn 94, not that surprised. Cena 80, very good, but not that surprised. But KANE, my boy, let's go. 94 then. And the WWE champion has been pinned today. I don't know why it says illegally using the ropes for leverage. That's not the finish I booked in. Stop making stuff up, game. Stop making stuff up.
Wait.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, so that's not what I had booked in. I didn't even put Tainted Win, so I don't get why it's done that.
No, I mean, I was talking about, so the plan was not for Taker to beat the WWE champion?
The plan was Taker to pin Shawn Michaels, because Shawn Michaels got distracted by Goldberg coming down to the ringside.
Sorry. I'm just trying to figure this out. Like, so basically, what you crapped at me for last week? There's
a big difference between Undertaker and Mark Henry.
There isn't. I mean, same idea though.
Oh no, yeah, well, kind of.
Yeah, so. I guess I've been redeemed, I guess. Why I did been redeemed?
No, there's a big difference between Taker and Mark Henry. You can't...
Oh, yeah, of course there is. It's not even having a debate.
When did Mark Henry put in a 99 performance?
I don't know. Maybe soon. You don't know. You don't know my plans. I might have big plans. The
idea is it's meant to build towards the WWE Championship match. So Goldberg is at ringside. Shawn Michaels is arguing with him at ringside. Taker and KANE celebrate, walking up the ramp, doing the arm thing. Well, here comes the pain. The music of Brock Lesnar hits and he walks onto the stage and looks at Shawn Michaels and Goldberg at ringside, and then turns to the Undertaker and KANE on the aisle, on the stage. That's the word. Brock Lesnar wants to send a message to his title rivals. And he lays out the tag champions, both of them,
by himself,
with multiple F5s by himself. I'm putting Lesnar over here big, right?
Let's see what this gets. Should get good 90s at least.
89 is fine. Cena, Shawn and Goldberg just kind of watch on in shock of Brock Lesnar out there. You can say he comes out with a chair if you want, maybe, because it'd make it a bit evener. But yeah, I like the idea actually chair, because he takes out Kane with a chair. Taker gets hit with an F5. He hits Kane with an F5. Then Taker sits up. So he F5s Taker off the stage.
God.
And then F5s Kane off the stage.
They really have unleashed the beast. You really have in this one. I mean, that's mental.
6 days before the pay-per-view and a tag title defense.
Interesting. That's what I'm saying. Interesting. So, great.
Big storyline this.
Exciting finish to the show. So,
I don't know. This one's interesting. Main event really did well. Most of the show was pretty good without being amazing. So it's hard to say.
I mean, the way this game goes, you probably get like a 93 or something.
I wouldn't be surprised with 92. That's what I'm guessing. 92.
I think 18 between 89 and 92. Yeah, would be a fair. Let's find out.
91. I wasn't far off. 91. Then well, I've set the bar. Set the bar there. It's a good show. Like, it could have been slightly better in a way that Orton and Kidman maybe hitting an 84 would have been nice, but it's still a great. It's still everything on the show. All the matches were good. All the matches were good all night, which is good. Segments were pretty good. Randy Savage all over the show is a help. Yeah, I'm pretty pleased with it. We've laid down some serious storyline potential here, which we're going to pick up on at Backlash and going forward. Can the Brothers of Destruction even defend their titles at the pay-per-view?
We'll find out.
Who knows? We'll see. Kicking off the Blue Brand on the pre-show with a dark match. Rhino beats Stevie Richards for a 60. Rhino carries it. Exactly what you'd expect.
Yeah,
exactly
I mean,
what you'd expect.
I don't think I've ever seen one do a power driver, but you know, got to be honest. If Rhino could have probably do it. To be fair, just have to put him getting the goal. Let's be honest.
I like the idea of Rhino winning with something different now, doing the pole driver and him doing his own Joey Styles impression as he pulls Stevie Richards up for the pole driver and nails him down. Just, go! He's his own biggest fan. There's a character for Rhino. There you go. There's a gimmick.
Mate, if he only had style.
His own biggest mark.
I like that. I'm going to might take that. Thank you very much.
All right, second kickoff pre-show dark reference, whatever you call it. La Resistance defeat Rodney Mack and Johnny Stamboli. You want to see what the performances are like here, and the French tickler himself is the one to watch.
Yeah, I mean that's just thing. Was it 40? Is it 48? He got there. Pretty good. I mean, I think for me it's a situation of with Rene Dupree. It's just when I put him against like the bigger stars in the 70s or 80s, like RVD and that, it didn't really work. So I think it's proven that I might have to do a little bit of work to build them up to at least a 50 or mid 50s.
I think they're a tag team that if you book right, you can get into a good level. They're similar to High Risk for me right now. Weirdly, I think you need to get a bit of work, but they'll be very, very good if you can use them. So yeah, let's go into the main show. Backstage, Mick Foley has gathered Triple H and Eddie Guerrero.
Nice too, no surprise there. It seems to be the benchmark what they do in general. But yeah, this is the way this is put across is kind of a situation of the show starts and they introduce a show and then boom, they go, oh wait a minute, just before we even start, we've got to go backstage. And and obviously it's a situation. Obviously, Eddie's too pissed of what Triple H done 2 weeks ago. Obviously, Eddie attacked him last week as when he was getting that limo. So basically, like even before the show starts, they're attacking each other. And obviously they get separated by security and all that. And then obviously with this mix, like had enough, like you can't be having this on my show tonight. So what he's done is basically they're going to be separated throughout the show before the contract signing. So basically it's going to be a situation is like Triple H is going to be in one dressing room, Eddie Guerrero is going to be the other side of the arena or another, and basically just with like security and stuff just to separate them to make sure that nothing happens.
Nothing happens to take them out. Good start. Tag team action to kick off the in-ring action. It's TV feud you've been doing. The House of Pain take on Lance Storm and Rikishi for a 68. Good match.
Yeah, pretty good. I mean, let's have a look. So was it? Oh, that's impressive. I'm like that by Lance Storm, 71. Very impressed by that. I mean, I have to admit he's on a good run lately. I think. I don't think he's lost the last couple of weeks. when it comes to on TV anyway. But yeah, as I said, I've just put this as a good match. Nothing really crazy here in the sense of what's going on. It just ends obviously with Rikishi pinning Scott Steiner with what's that called? Not the finisher he does. Not the one from the top rope, but the other one. I think it's Power Driver of some sort.
Rikishi Driver.
But, yeah, but I think it's the specific name for. But yeah. It's just unusual because obviously the game sometimes does weird finishes when you don't. But for this time, they actually get the exact finish I wanted. So thank you, game. Thanks so much. But I guess
the rump shaker. That's the stink face. I
didn't know that had a specific name other than the stink face. Okay.
Yeah, apparently it does.
Learn new things tonight, I guess. Learn new things in this video then. But
did you know that Rikishi's nickname is the Samoan Stinker?
No, but it's okay. That's
there we go. 68. Post match. Speaking of stinking, love this 72 match angle of the year. This.
Well, to be fair, when I was writing it, I kind of thought it's going to sound really weird to say on a video, but when I was writing this, I was thinking of you. This sounds really strange, but because obviously I know your disdain for Scott Steiner, and but yeah, obviously after the match, obviously as you expect, obviously Mark Henry's probably going to be annoyed and brawling. It happens, but kind of they obviously you got Rikishi and Lance Storm taking out Mark Henry, and then obviously Scott Steiner's all alone. And obviously, just sets it up. I mean, you could do the similar thing that I've done before where Lance Storm's holding him back to make sure he's no way he's getting away from it. And obviously the pride of Scott Steiner, I mean, good God, I think he's going to be absolutely fuming. So it'll be interesting to see what he does when we next see him. But again, I just, Rikishi's back. He needs to get a win against a bit of revenge on Mark Henry or members of his team. And gets a win in the tag team match. So yeah, put 72. I'm very happy. You know why that is? Because Scott Steiner's in it, of course. That's why.
So you take 1/3 of Rikishi's ass. You take 2/3 of Rikishi's ass, and you basically have a stink face, Scott Steiner. So
we got that. We got there in the end with the maths. We got there in the end.
72. Good stuff. Okay, backstage, the World's Greatest Tag Team are with Paul Heyman for 73. Very good backstage segment for these guys.
Yeah, very happy with that. I mean, just because maybe the stuff with the Paul Heyman stuff that'll get them all together as a unit. Maybe might be helping them in general. Hopefully, maybe might. But just kind of just a backstage segment. Obviously, World's Greatest Tag Team is absolutely either freaking out or fuming. Obviously, because they've tried everything in the book to try and make sure that those damn Dudleys, don't get a title shot, and it's gone all Paul Heyman's plans, all his gauntlet matches, all his we pick opponent the match. Nothing's worked. So they've got the World's Greatest Tag Team. They've got go into this tables match that obviously is the Dudley's domain. Absolute, not knowing what to do because obviously there's probably like an sure chance that they're probably going to lose because Dudleys normally win table matches. So, but obviously they're looking at Paul Heyman saying, "Have you got anything else? Like, what's your plan? You've got to have something else." Obviously nothing's worked, and Paul Heyman being limitless when it comes to backup contingency plan says, "I've got one last idea," and again, he gets his phone from his pocket and makes a phone call. So what could that be?
The Paul Heyman guys, so to speak, coming up with the plan. 73. Yeah. Okay, let's go to Gail Kim and Molly Holly talking about tonight's big 2 women's matches for 66 because Trish is involved.
Yeah, pretty good. I mean, this one's kind of a situation which obviously it's Molly Holly and Gail Kim kind of like, let's be honest, it's more Molly Holly doing the talking. Gail Kim's just there because of the way this is putting across is Molly Holly's trying to doing all the talking, and you've got Gail Kim kind of, she wants to say something, but just Molly Holly cuts her off because obviously you could say Molly Holly should kind of annoyed that she gets the title shot against Trish Stratus and she didn't, but I don't think Molly Holly's there yet. But because obviously Molly Holly's saying this is going to it's going to be a great night for the group. It's going to be it's going to be great. I'm going to finally get rid of it. Victoria, finally end that problem I've had, and obviously Gail Kim's going to win the title, or situation kind of go, okay, actually, or she'll soften up Trish Stratus for me, so when I face her, I can take the title. make that obviously clear. And then obviously when Trish hears this, she cuts in, and but basically completely ignores Molly Holly. Like she was just about to speak to her, and she basically cuts her off, and just basically goes straight to Gail Kim, and just basically shakes her hand saying, "Yeah, good luck for tonight, and let the best woman win." So it's going to be interesting to see how this match goes, because but yeah, it's kind of a situation of setting up that, you know, it's going to be Gail Kim. It's kind of got to prove herself against Trish tonight.
Well, let's see what happens. If she can. It's Trish versus Gail Kim for the WWE Women's Championship. Stu, your winner.
And still, sorry, that was a bit of anticlimactic there, but still, your WWE Women's Champion, of course, is Trish Stratus.
For 70 as well, Trish bringing it.
I think it was a good idea to
put the title on her.
Yeah, I think it was. Obviously, she is the kind of she's kind of simple.
Yeah, she's going to be able to carry the torch. She's going to be able to carry the torch for the division, isn't she? That's the thing.
I think it's going to be similar. I think me putting the title on her is similar to what you did with when you started off with the Cruiserweight division, where we had Ray. It was on a high level.
Yeah.
Obviously, hopefully, Trouble would get to that level as well. Kind of is, but I mean, last time they met, I think it was in the mid-60s or that. So now to get up to a 70. I mean, 47 by Gail Kim is, you know, it's a pretty good match. It's really, you know, exceeded my expectations a little bit here.
So Gail Kim does prove herself and also earns the respect of the champion. For 76.
Nice. I think
Trish, wow.
I think I'm liking this idea putting Trish. But I could just point out for obviously the match as well. Obviously, with the way I booked it is doing a situation where she was close. She was really close to beating her. But obviously, the experience of Trish is it took a mistake from Gail Kim that Trish Stratus capitalised and got the win. But the idea of the match was supposed to put like Gail Kim is like she's earned her respect, and then it's just the end. And then the end of the match, raises her hand to the crowd to show she's someone to look out for.
Okay, well,
sorry, I got a bit of coffee.
That's all right, it happens. After that segment, watching on was Molly Holly for a 58. She's not happy.
No, basically this simple thing. It's the way I've kind of booked this as a situation of like it cuts to the back of her watching on the TV of this segment and just basically looking like, because obviously as I've been pointing out that Molly Holly's been saying, I want you to just soften up Trish for me. And obviously the idea now that Gail Kim's getting all the spotlight, they're talking about Gail Kim, but they're not talking about Molly Holly. So yeah, she isn't happy. This is not the way her group was supposed to act. So we'll see where that goes. But yeah, she's not happy.
Backstage segment, Edge cutting in a promo about his return so far, and at last Edge is on his own in a promo. Oh well, not quite.
That's 84. I'm happy with that. I mean, you could say it's enhanced by the master of promo, Christian, of course. So, but yeah, this is kind of the simple one with Edge kind of being asked about his actions of Kurt last week, and kind of Edge is kind of happy that Kurt did that, because obviously, as we said before, like he wants the old Kurt Angle, the one that he faced years ago. And he's happy. He's like, yeah, this is the Kurt I want to face. And I can't wait to face this Kurt Angle at Backlash. And then before, obviously, I guess walking off, you obviously got Christian comes in and says, just comes in and says, I've heard you were back, kind of thing, And just a reminder, because obviously you could still say this, do that. I still brothers in this, like, the rivalry of the idea of, Christian still wants to say he's better than Edge. So the idea of Christian coming out saying, well, since you've been gone, I've become one of the biggest stars in this company, and all that kind of stuff. And then you got Edge saying, okay.
No. Say it as you've written it. Say it as you've written it.
I mean, I had to say it, yeah. Say it. Okay, bro.
Okay, bro.
You got to do it.
Oh, okay, bro.
Yeah, I mean, to be said, I got to be done, isn't it? It's kind of a wink, But, okay, so, okay, bro. Face me in the ring next and prove how good you are.
That's
so
right.
just
Edge and Christian. Oh, just throwing that out there. Love that. Edge and Christian. Who is the better of the tag team? Is it time to find out?
It is.
All right, let's see what he gets. 84, really good segment, by the way. And the match, an 86. Love
yes. That. I gotta be honest. I honestly think that Edge versus Kurt Angle first week he debuted. I think that was an anonymous. It just didn't. I think it's because it was the face versus face at the time, wasn't it?
Yeah. This great chemistry for both. They gelled well together. It's really good. And Christian, if you do not push Christian to the world title soon, what more can the boy do?
I mean, 91, and I mean, to be fair, like 91 by Christian. But again, Christian, you expect nothing less. We've already been booking him. He's been really killing it the last couple of months or weeks. But Edge getting a 77 on his third match back? This is his third match back.
Yeah,
is encouraging because obviously with Kurt Angle, I guess, and it's obvious with Kurt Angle turning heel, there's a face spot vacant. So, and I'm hoping Edge is that guy. So to get 77, but 86, yeah. That's. I was hoping I'd get at least maybe in the green, but to an 86, I'm happy with that. Definitely happy with that.
Top notch. Post match, a big brawl breaks out between everyone. The Smackdown 5, so to speak, for an 80. There's a lot of people involved here.
Yeah, I think it was just because I had to think of a way to put. Obviously, because all get involved. You've only got 2 hours. You can't put all of them in and stuff. So I kind of put a situation where it's, as you would say, it's simple in a sense. It's a brawl. You got after the match. You got obviously Christian. Was it Christian? Kurt Angle comes down to attack Edge, and obviously then it's a 2-on-1 with Christian and Edge. Christian and Kurt Angle and Christian going against Edge. Then RVD comes along, does the save. And then we have a segment at the end where it's basically RVD does the frog splash on Christian, and you got an Edge spears Kurt Angle. But the story, I didn't put it. The story is here. Obviously, I haven't mentioned Chris Jericho yet, right? The way I've done it is the way that why this is happening to Christian and all that. He's at the top of the stage looking on, because obviously he isn't. He could have gone there again. Could have could have helped his friend. Could have got down there, but again, he remembers what happened last time, what Christian did to him. So it'll be interesting to see how that pans out in the triple threat. But yeah, so it's an 80. Good. Very good.
Eddie Guerrero is approached by Mick Foley backstage for an 86.
Yeah, not surprised there.
You are killing this show, by the way. You are killing it right now.
Yeah, I got to be honest, the matches are, I think the Edge and Christian one was the one that was like, okay, that's exceeded the expectation I was expecting. But anyway, yeah, this is kind of a situation, obviously, I said, basically they've done the old separated, one's in one side of the ring and the other one's on the other side to make sure they don't do anything, anything silly. But the way I've done this is basically you got Mick Foley going in there, basically he's trying to calm Eddie down because obviously he's fuming. He wants gets his hands on Triple H. And I think Mick's trying to kind of explain to him that this is what Triple H does. He's playing you, man. He's playing you. He's trying to get you so angry and so furious that you will make a mistake either tonight or in title match, that you will make a mistake so he can capitalize and get the title back. So he kind of makes, because he says, you got to promise me you won't do anything before the contract signing. And I've kind of written this that I see if it kind of works in their thing, but I've kind of put the idea that Eddie says yes, but he kind of smiles or kind of has a smirk to say maybe something could happen that he might, because it is Eddie Guerrero.
It's Eddie Guerrero. He lies, he cheats, and he steals.
Yeah, I mean, I could have even, if I really wanted to be that person, I could do a situation where he does that, but he's got his fingers crossed behind his back or something. If you really want to go proper, but I mean, I think it's one we set up. He may not do something, but I just like that kind of tease that maybe he might find a way, because Eddie Guerrero. So at 86, again, no surprise there, but yeah, good stuff there.
Okay, the Dudley Boys backstage got a promo. They want their titles back, and they think the table match is the way to do it. 63.
Yeah, pretty standard by the Dudleys here. Yeah, pretty much standard promo here. Basically, Dudley's got saying they've tried to fold everything else to make sure that we didn't get a title match that we should have got anyway. But we've got past all that, and now we get to face them in a match that we made famous in a tables match. So and because of this match, everyone's going through a table. Even you, Paul, you're going through a table.
63, good stuff. The tag titles on the line. We mentioned earlier the Paul Heyman guys were coming up with a plan. Paul Heyman guys, indeed. Let's see how this goes. Tag titles on the line. Your winners, Stu.
And 73, very happy. And sorry, I get distracted. And still, your WWE Tag Team Champions, the world's greatest tag team. But the thing about this, I don't know if you put it in there.
I did, but it's not come up for some reason.
But okay, so no, I don't know, it might work. Okay, so what basically the way I put this match is, I don't know if it's an old school tables match, you know, like the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, elimination style. Look, Charlie Haas eliminated first, then Bubba, then Devon, but obviously you've got it the other way around, so it's fine. But even it's not like a set. But the idea I've obviously I don't think it's in there. It's kind of games has been weird, but still get 73. That's pretty good. Well, actually very good. What was it? The kind of way the way I've set this up is the situation. Obviously, it's final two is obviously Bubba Ray and Shelton Benjamin. We've got a situation. Obviously, if you're going to do a finish, you've got to do a thing where Bubba Ray is going to do some sort of the power bomb, sit down power bomb through the table off the top. It's kind of his thing, isn't it? Mm. It's kind of his thing. But the way I've put this is that he's just about to set it up, and then all of a sudden a masked man comes from the crowd and attacks Bubba Ray with the pipe. Like it kind of knocks him out type situation, and then all of a sudden we got Shelton Benjamin does it. Was it a T-bone off the top, suplex off the top type situation through the table? They get the victory, and I don't think it's gonna. I don't want to do this like a oh who is it type thing. It's pretty obvious. Pulls your sit down. It's CM Punk for an 82. My God.
Nice. I'm intrigued to see. Maybe. I'm surprised
I really
by that.
want to check the world's greatest tag team after this because these guys are putting in performances right now.
Yeah, I got to try and see if I can get more Charlie Haas in like singles matches, see if I build him up as well. So that might help the whole team dynamic as well.
Yeah.
But this segment's basically them at the top of the ramp, basically celebrating with victory. Obviously, I guess in an 04, would anyone really know who CM Punk is? Probably not. But then it's that's why putting Paul Heyman is a perfect idea. But yeah, I've been ever since I got CM Punk through again I think last month or the month after before. Yeah. It's kind of idea we've been throwing around, but it makes sense when you just discuss it. I mean, if Punk's going to debut, why not put him in a person that knows how to utilize him, and that's Paul Heyman. So Paul Heyman's got another member to his ever-growing group of clients. So intriguing.
Okay, 82. Good stuff for the post-match segment. Victoria promo on Molly Holly for a 47.
That's no surprise. Obviously, Victoria's not leveled just yet. But hopefully, I can build her up that she will be soon. But this is kind of just a simple one saying she's been thinking since she came back to get revenge on what Molly Holly did to her. And I think this like Molly Holly's reckoning is coming, and tonight she's going to pay for her sins. So it sets up the next match quite nicely. Will Victoria gets her revenge on Molly Holly? And the answer to that question is no. This sounds horrible. Bats from interference. Purely for the fact that obviously I could have just done a simple thing with Victoria winning here, but again, got to stretch out the storyline. But I like the idea of this match is mostly Molly Holly kind of trying to get away from Victoria. Doesn't want to, using the old Yours tactics, going in and out of the ring, trying to run away, coming back, all that kind of stuff. But again, this is kind of Molly Holly's plan. She's trying to make it look like that she is. But then it kind of sort of like Jazz can come in to distract. It's basically similar. Basically, the way that Britt Baker Thunder Rosa match went. Yeah. Everyone getting involved, distractions all around. It's basically that. Where situation obviously distractions. Obviously, as you point out, it's just Jazz this time. So let that sink in. It's just Jazz. But the kind of finish of this is Jazz distracts the ref while Molly Holly gets. I know it's the second time I've done a weapon use, but brass knucks on Victoria to get the pin, get the win, and she survives. But I got a feeling her time is due very soon. But yes, Molly Holly survives Victoria tonight. But but had to use a weapon to do it.
Right, lovely. Let's do the post-match segment with that for a 55.
Yeah, okay. I got to be honest, the match against 68 is
really promising. Well.
Yeah, I mean, and the 55 that makes sense because obviously, but it's still good. I mean, it's similar to the tag team match we just talked about. They're all happy at the stage. With Molly Holly kind of happy she survived that match, thanks to her friend Jazz. But then obviously you got Victoria's kind of like just coming to her senses, you know, climbing up the ropes like with hatred and vigor type situation, going, "This is not over. I'm going to get you," like full proper intense. So like, yes, you won this match tonight, but Victoria's still gunning for Molly Holly. So I'm intrigued to see what happens.
Okay, final 2 segments of the night. Triple H's locker room. In comes Mick Foley for 91.
Yeah, I suppose they seem to be killing it when what they do. This is again follow up to the kind of Eddie Guerrero stuff with that. He goes into his office, going to his dressing room, kind of talking about how, like telling Mick telling Triple H, like, I know what you're doing here, like, and it isn't going to work. Eddie is better than that, and yeah, he's better than that. And it's not, the stuff you're going to do is not going to work, and he's going to beat you. I know. Normally, as a GM, he's supposed to be impartial, but it's Triple H, and he's probably he's fed up with him after all these months of trying to get away, plan, connive, all kinds of stuff to try and. It's just he wants, and also now he's got Eddie Guerrero as probably his kind of champion.
Yeah,
the
underdog.
Doesn't want.
Mick Foley's the ultimate underdog, really. Definitely. Exactly. Let's go to the contract signing for the main event.
See how this does.
Eddie Guerrero and Triple H contract signing. This is the final segment. He's ending with a contract signing. Wow.
Unbelievable. To get 100.
Yeah, I can't. This show has been a belter, mate. Honestly, you've done. If I win this week, it's the biggest steal ever, because it's been, honestly, I put on a good show. I'm proud of my show. You've put on an all-time show. You're amazing. What a closing segment. Triple H and Eddie Guerrero do more contract signings, clearly.
Well, obviously, if I want to be that kind of person, I can always sit there and say, if I only got that in a match, I would have won the month. but no, 100 in a segment. Wow. To be fair, I was expecting to get some numbers like the 90s here anyway, because of we were getting it for the entire night. But anyway, so kind of as obviously the segment's kind of set up with the security around the ring, everyone's being escorted because obviously Triple H, Eddie Guerrero don't want to start anything, right? So then obviously to sit down or stuff, you know, the contract tropes, sit down, someone signs first, they do a promo type stuff. You know the drill when it comes to contract signings, and nothing's different here. But then Triple H gets the mic, and he kind of says, talks to Eddie Guerrero, going, "Yes, you did beat me at WrestleMania. You got your big WrestleMania moment. But do you really think you could beat me twice? You can't now, because now you don't even have the move that you beat me with. You don't have the frog splash. And I know how much that move means to you. Some may not know this, but the frog splash is not just a move that Eddie Guerrero uses in general. He uses that move for a tribute to one of his former partners, Art Bar, if I pronounced that correctly, I think. And I know every time you use that move, it's a tribute to your friend, your partner. I know how much that means to you. So what would he think? I think I like this bit in a sense. He goes, what would he think now? Losing that move. What would his friends think? What would he think? And he'll be looking down from above, watching you lose. And obviously at this point, like when he said that, Eddie Guerrero was absolutely fuming. Sitting there saying, the last line, it says, what would he think when your first title defense as world champ, was it your first title defense? He watched you down from above and seeing you as a loser. And it's like, yeah, Eddie flips at this, takes the mic off him. Eddie's pissed. He's like, how dare you use my friend's name in vain? Eddie, Art Bar is a man. He's the guy that made me the wrestler and the man I am today. How dare you say that? But the But Triple H, you keep acting like I've been using the Frog Splash to win every match ever in my entire career. You forget I have more than one move to win matches, and I've got plenty of finishing moves that could beat you. Because I'm a Guerrero, I'm a very creative human being, and I have the ability to beat you. And then it goes talking about getting creative, and then out of nowhere, he just basically blindsides Triple H with the belt,
yeah.
Because I just like the idea that he's fed up of the talk and now he wants to fight, and then we just have a fight between the two, as you say, even splitting up, and then beating up the security, the drill, and then kind of ends Eddie Guerrero gets control of the match, gets control, and then kind of ends, and the kind of final segment or the final bit is. You've got Eddie Guerrero hitting the Frog Splash on Triple H and goes through the table, the Conjuring Times table. And, and then points up to his friend to kind of prove that, he respects his friend for that. Like, he's always in his thoughts. But, yes, obviously that's... And the kind of... did we put the last segment in, or was it just it?
This was the last segment altogether.
Okay. Oh, okay, fair enough. You didn't put but there was another thing at the end. It's just a final scene of Triple H through a table, Eddie Guerrero sort of celebrating and kind of homage to his friend, and kind of like the final line saying, "Well, yeah, he used the Frog Splash tonight, but how the hell is Eddie going to win at Backlash? How is he going to win without the Frog Splash?" So, I think 100. My God,
amazing. SmackDown then gets what?
How can you get 100 and still get an 8? Oh, God. I bet you that makes no sense.
I don't understand. I mean, I kind of do, in the sense of you've had, apart from your main event angles, you've had a good show without being amazing, but you've got a 92 there. You've got 100.
Apparently, that doesn't mean anything. Apparently. But to be, I got to be honest.
It's still a very good show, right?
I was really happy with the show. To be fair, I think it's like obviously I didn't get it. I mean, still 8.6 too good. I mean, for go home show, it's still got I think it's the similar intensity for our main events. I think.
The only thing that I think may have cost you is whether it considers this your main event.
Possibly.
Maybe if you'd have done Edge and Christian in that spot, swap those two round. You may find it's better. I don't know.
But then...
Yeah, as chat says here, you do have a 47 as well. 44. No, sorry, 47. Where is it? You'd have 47, didn't you? Yeah, 47 with Victor. So that kind of counteracts it. I think it considers that your main event match. Potentially.
Maybe, but... but then it's very rare I do... Yeah, maybe it might be in different booking, but, I mean... I
think it's a great. I mean, to get an 86 anyway, it's still fantastic. I think it's an amazing show. You put on 100. I mean, it is what it is. But it does mean, begrudgingly, I take the win, meaning it's 1-1, and the Backlash main event will be voted for by the Twitch chat.
Man, it's too bugs me, man. Because I think it's one of the better shows I've done.
It is, but I would argue with the way the month's gone, it's kind of fair. We've had such an even month. A Blue Numbers show is still a success. Twitch chat says, and they're damn right. It's an amazing show still. We've put on amazing shows all month. I think a draw for this month is probably fair.
And to be fair, this is the kind of me personally. This is what I was thinking of the months would be anyway. Yeah. So close to call every week. Yeah. So I think we're finally getting there. So, but anyway, congratulations.
Let's get on to Backlash and see what the main event will be. Let's go. I will take it. I will absolutely take that. I mean, whatever. It is meaning that the Backlash main event will be chosen by the Twitch chat from the stream. So you'll see on Wednesday what they chose. It'll be an interesting one. Yeah, I think it was a good week. I put on a good show, and the ratings covered that. I don't think it was an amazing show, but main event focus worked out for us. The Stu show, yeah, I can't explain it. At all, but I'll take the win. It is what it is. Backlash should be interesting. Backlash should be very, very interesting. Who walks out WWE champion? Brock Lesnar, Shawn Michaels, or Goldberg? Who will walk out world champion? Triple H or Viva la Raza? Eddie Guerrero. Lots online, lots going on. Make sure you don't miss it. Subscribe to the channel so you do not miss a thing. Hit that notification bell if you want. I never tell you to do that, but do it now. Why not? Do it. Do it. Do it. See? That was an alert telling you to go and do it. Do it now. It should be an interesting show. If you like this video, drop a like on it. Until next time. Peace.